on the recharge life. The battery's terrible. Okay, what do we got?
Got your tool.
What do you got going on?
Gonna fit the Timkins.
That's not a Timken, that's a roller.
Fit the rollers. Excuse me.
Okay, what have you been doing since I was working?
I cleaned these.
All right, what size are they?
This.
What size are they?
I pre-fitted these.
What size are those?
These are +2s.
+2 what? Inches?
2 thou. 2.5 thou over.
No. Tenths.
2/10.
You missed a digit. See?
You got your glasses.
4 digits, not 3 digits.
So 2/10. These are 2/10 oversized.
Did you measure them and see if they actually were 2/10?
I did not.
Did you measure the case, see what size the case was?
Yes, we
Did you measure the pinion shaft to see what the pinion shaft was?
We did not measure the pinion yet.
Do you know how much clearance you want to run? Those are the 4 things we need to know.
Say them again?
What were those 4?
We want to know our clearances. We want to know the pinion shaft size. We want to know the bearing size. That's 3. And the size of the inner race.
In the hole. Those are the 4 things you need to know.
So far I know the race is round.
How round is round? It looks round, it's round.
It's pretty round.
Pretty round.
Pretty round?
Okay.
Not ugly round, it's pretty round. That's a great thing.
But it's better than sort of round.
Sort of round is how Harley does it. Okay, here's something to make sure how round is. Now, what's your tolerance on being round?
Half thou.
Half a thou is what you're tolerant. You got some pretty crappy tolerances. Okay, well, right now we are 1.9 thou over. And this seems to be pretty round, so you think this one I might have done already. 1/8. So we're 1/8 to 1/9. Yeah, maybe 1.75. Okay, 1.7 to 1.9. We got 2/10 of a total indicator reading. TIR. You know, I knew those fancy things, did you? Okay, so now we know what that number is. We got one of our 4. Grab me a mic. Give me the good mic. Where's the bearing? Which one goes with this case? Those ones or the other ones?
Well, I bought these ones from you, but these ones here seem to fit. I just threw a quick fit on these.
Are we using this set or are we using that set? What shaft do you have? You know the shafts are different, don't you? What's the difference in shaft between this one and these 2?
New and old.
What's the difference on the shaft though?
The retainer type?
Yeah, when you change from this bearing to this bearing, or the big one-piece bearing, what's the difference on the shaft?
The width?
The width of the bearing change. The snap ring location moves about 50 thou, 30 thou or something. It's different. So is this shaft set up for cage bearings or loose bearings? Just a cage bearing, they don't fall out. Those are loose bearings, they fall out.
I believe that's set up for loose bearing or cage bearings.
So this is an 87 and later pinion shaft. Because 87 through early 89 is the one that takes these. Because Harley used these 86 and earlier. That'd be 1986, in case you know what the hell we're talking about. So the shaft came out in 81 and a half, because that's when they changed the taper, mid-year 81. So the early shaft is 81 to 86, and the other one's 87 to 89.
Okay, then these must have came out of my shovel.
Or if you use aftermarket cranks, it fits all the way to 99. It's all Evos.
These are shovel head then.
Those are for Evo.
These are for Evo?
I just told you.
81,
86 and earlier.
86 and earlier Evo.
So you don't know which one this is. Now if you want to find out which one it is, you go like this. See the difference in snap ring location?
Yes.
Is there a difference?
There is.
You also know there's a different shaft length. Now they went to the longer shaft in 93. This is for 93 and up motors with 87 and later bearings. That's what this shaft is made for. They make this snout longer because the bushing's moved over. But you notice it was an early bushing because see the wear marks here, not way out here. So this is on an early motor, which is 92 and earlier. Which is what that other motor you had was 92, wasn't it?
Yeah. These are the upgraded cases, though. I don't. Whatever upgrades were.
So you have to know what parts you're using and what motors. So this case here is going to be what? What case is this one?
This is the upgraded FXR cases. That when I turned in my 90 cases, they sent me these.
Is this a Harley case or?
This is a
it looks
Harley
like a
case.
Harley case.
This is
okay.
a Harley Davidson case.
What year is the Harley case? See how it has a breather? Crankcase breather. Comes out here. That makes it 92 and earlier. 93 case. This they don't have any of this stuff in here. This is all open through here. It's gone. They still have the breather, but they don't have the breather valve is still in here, but they don't have this cavity in here. It's all open. So you got all that?
Yes.
Sure. So what motor is going, what crank goes in this motor? And what crank is going in the other motor? That way I'll determine what crank we're going to go in this motor.
They're the same crank. One's a 4 1/4, one's a
Where's the pinion shaft
4
for this motor?
5/8. Right here.
It's the same pinion shaft as that one?
Yes.
Did you compare it? Now do you know the difference? Line up this edge here. Everything else lines up? Looks
Yes.
like the same one.
Yeah. They're the
Okay,
same.
so it doesn't matter which one goes where, they're all the same. So the problem you're going to run into if you have those early bearing cages is you're going to have some in-play issues. There's going to be a lot of extra clearance.
It's for the 87 and earlier, right? Bearings?
Mm-hmm. It's a different length. I forget if it's longer and shorter, but it looks like it's longer on this one. I don't know, as I have issues over the years, things mix up, they don't work. You have to play around thrust washer thicknesses and stuff like that to make everything work.
Yeah, the cages are longer, for sure.
Which one's longer? The cage bearing, okay. Not the loose roller. And the one-piece roller is the same length as that. Now you know what the difference in bearing count is on all these? Those have 14 rollers. Those have 13 rollers, and the other one has 12 rollers. The newer it is, the less bearing area you get. Wonderful Harley. Okay. What shaft we're using on this motor? You gonna use that? The one in your hand?
This one right here.
Okay. Let's find out what you got. Okay, this is basically a little bit of zero. We're 1/10 up from zero. So we're 1/10 up from zero. Okay.
When you're saying zero, what's the measurement on 0?
1.25 inches. This is 1 3/4 inches. Those are your set numbers. The bearings are 1/4 inch in diameter. Those are 0 numbers. If you take 1.25 inches, you take 2 quarters, makes 1 3/4 inches. Everything else being identical. Now, the numbers change when you got clearances, looseness, undersize, oversize. So when you get away from standard, you do that. Now you have to have clearance, you have to go bigger to get clearance. So that's why it's 1 3/4, which would be 0, and your clearance is whatever's above it, if everything was made right. But that's not how they do it. They screw with it. Okay, in your case, your 1/10 oversize is standard. Where's your rollers you're going to use? These rollers? Only need one. You think these are what, 2/10 over is what you had?
Yeah.
More like 3. Of course,
2
you've
and
been
a
holding.
half.
Of course, you've been holding on to these things for a while. That one's 2. 2.5. Yeah. So we're just above 0. So we're 2.5 or so. Average. We'll call that 5/10. It's 2.5 aside. You add 5. We already got 1 extra on the shaft. We're up 6 right now. So now we're up to 6. How much clearance do you want?
2 thousandths, right? Thousandth aside.
No. You want 1,000 clearance total. 9/10 to 1,000 normal. So if you take your 6 and you add 1,000 to it, which would be 10, that's 16. What was our size? 19. So you're 1.3 clearance, which is still usable for a hot rod motor. That's preferable on a hot rod motor. Now these motors are going to be driven hard, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay. So it should be good. So how's it feel? Should be relatively loose, assuming all these bearings are correct. But I've had these mixed up with wrong bearings mixed in. So we do a mock-up. See, I have one wanting to go in there. There it goes. Alright. Why don't you go blow it up so they can see. Turn the light on too. You blow up, I get the light. You see how much clearance is in there? You see how it's even all the way around? Not just one way. Okay, so you got a lot of clearance, so you're good. So I'd say this one's good to go, this combination. So this crank, we got rods done, mains done. This one's ready for assembly after you clean everything. Everything's filthy. It just needs to all be cleaned. Okay, so number 2 is done. Where's 3? What parts combo are we using on that one?
Same.
Same parts combo?
I do not have the roller cages.
Where's the case? We're going to measure the case. Okay, this is the other shaft here now. This shaft is up 1/10 up also. This one's 0 there. This one has 1/10 of taper in it. So we're tenths bigger on the inside than the outside. Wonderful. All these scratches in here. Feel that we've been dragging on something heavy and it's from burgering it up. Look at that fancy oil pump. Okay, we're going to call it the 10th over just like the other one. So look at the same numbers. What do you got on the floor on that? You got a case in the way?
Dirty case.
Dirty case? Why is it a dirty case?
Because it's been fondled.
Because it's on the dirty floor down there?
You can go on the dirty floor because it was already dirty.
It's already dirty. Dirty floor. Dirty oil pump. Dirty customer. Dirty workbench because it's got dirty parts on it. Everything's dirty around here. I got to clean all this up before we put stuff together. Chip on there. Okay, so this one here is 1/10 up. So it's the same dimension as the other case, basically. Except we don't know what rollers we're using. And we don't know what this is. Now this is a stock piece of crap plastic valve. The problem with plastic valves is, see all this crap right here? It's like a lapping arbor. The material embeds into this and then eats up the case. So that's why these are no good. Plus they get warped, they don't seal worth a squat. There's nothing good about these except they're cheap. That's why Harley likes them. They probably pay 10 cents for this thing. Piece of junk. Alright.
They sent me the Timkins knowing that it was going to work from the factory.
No, that's because they pushed it in the case. It's the same kit. There's also a tag that probably tells you what size they cut the case to in there somewhere originally. Okay, looks like we're about 9/10 there. And we're 11/10 there. And we're 1 in the middle. What's that mean? 2/10 of taper. Okay, now we spin it around at 90 degrees. And now we are 1.4 thou. And 1.3 quarters. So we're pretty straight, but we're way the hell out of round. So we're, what was the low number? 9 was our low number, and 14 is our high number. You got a half a thou total indicator reading. Right on that number you were shooting for, half a thou tolerance. Junk. So I can hold 1/10 on my crappy machine, or we'll call it 2/10 because I think it's up 1.5. In this case, it's 5/10 out, and they got modern equipment. And the sizing sucks. Okay, so if we have standard bearings, we'll have to hone this out to 4/10. 14 is our high number. That'll put you at 1.3 just like the other one. Assuming the bearings are standard. Now what were those bearings over there? Those were 2/10 over, weren't they? The ones
These are.
yeah, so if I have a set of 2/10, if I have a standard set, we can hone this to
These are standard.
what we need.
These
Now
are
do you
all
care if
standard.
it's one-piece ruler or you want two-piece rulers?
I don't care.
Because the two-piece are getting hard to come by. One-piece is what everybody's going to. And I hate one-piece. The best ones to use are right here. These have the most rollers. But they're also the
But
hardest.
those
to put
won't
in.
fit because of my new style pinion shaft.
We'd have to do some work to make it work, yeah. Alright, here's the bearings. Late model bearings.
How much work are we talking? Because I'd rather use these.
See, here's the one
better
piece.
bearings, right?
See, you're all, you got one set in there. We got standard. There's a standard roller. It's probably 2/10 under. Ooh, it's actually standard. I don't believe it. Look at that. Right on the money, standard. Okay, there we go. Where's your doubles at? Same height. So rollers line up here. So you line up your rollers. And see how they don't line up over here? There's one less roller. These have one less than these. And these have one less than the other one. That's a Delcron, it's got a sump on it. Okay, so here's the bearing we can use. These are the ones I can still buy, because they suck. These are the old two-piece ones that I can't get anymore. And this stuff over here is expensive and not very good quality. The aftermarket stuff is. The original stuff's good quality. Alright, so we got to hone the case out. So you got that apart yet? You know there's a big hole in the bottom of your case?
Ventilation.
There's a
Positive crankcase
big
ventilation.
hole. Oh, it's a crankcase breather.
PCV.
Crankcase breather. Crankcase breather. That's what that is. Are you looking for what size Allen you need? The little broken off stubby one that's
Oh,
almost
there's a
junk.
couple of them.
There's only one small one up the top.
Quarter 20. I got it.
You grabbed it? No, that ain't it. Don't leave it like that. Little stubby one. See, this used
Wrong
to be
size.
this used to be this long. It keeps getting shorter.
Wrong size. That's for the bigger ones.
I know. It's what you got to take apart. Which one you want to take apart?
We got to bring this one out too.
Yeah, but I got about 10 of these. I only got one of those. You better get that shaft so you don't knock it on the floor when you hit it. The Delcron has through Allens on everything. Quit using that one. Next one. Skip it. Move on. Oh, move on.
That was it, right?
Yeah, one more. Okay, move on.
This thing shut off.
Half inch. Go to 1/2 inch. Go to 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Don't take my socket. Put the 1/2 inch on there. Yep, that goes there. Put that on there. Need some balls. Adapter's over there. Center of the bench. Put your arm out. Right there. Drop toward the left. Right over there. Adapter. Look for it. Silver one's fine. I don't care. Black one works. Doesn't matter. That one you got to deal with that. So you got balls. It's like having a big hammer. Big hit.
Bigger hammer.
Knocks it free. See, that won't damage the bit, but going back and forth 1,000 times, that little small one will. Up top. That's the difference between a real impact and a crappy one. Same thing happens when you got power tools that had no balls to them. That's why that 3/8 impact's got a lot of balls. I bought one that has good power. There's only one out there in the market. That one. Now what's the problem? Where's my hammer? Ooh, you're getting a big hammer. Ooh. What are you going to hit on now?
I'm just making sure I didn't forget one.
Lay it on its side. No, lay it on its side. Okay. It's already coming apart. Lightly hit it here. Don't get too carried away, just lightly. It's already free. Okay, let go, you're fine. Stand it up. Okay, pull on that side, hit it right here. Okay, hold on. You got a dowel here in the back that you're fighting right now. You have to tap it back or wiggle it. Wrong tapping spot. Tap it right here. Use a smaller hammer. You don't need a big hammer. Whoa, whoa. So now you're tied here. Pull this one. Hit it right here. There you go. See, if you just try to turn it sideways with that, all it does is screw up the hole. A little bit here, a little bit there, it comes out.
Still nice.
Why are those things so heavy?
Things are made.
Made! Yeah, thing's 1.5 inches thick right there. You don't need all that metal. 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there.
This is not a standard bore case.
Yeah, I know, and it's still, look how thick it is. Just 5/8 or 13?
13.
Okay. That's why you're all the way out to the dowel pin right there. Right out to the edge. Okay. Here, we got trade. You can have that one. You need to leave that case. I'll take this case and leave. Lay that down or get rid of it. Looks like I'm already set up for doing this job today. How'd that happen?
Good possibility on that.
Sharp. Don't cut yourself. What size do you want? Charge you extra for that.
Got a sharp corner right there?
Yeah, file over there. It's a dingleberry cat claw. This blood you save might be your own. What size is it now? $13 or $12. 13 there. 13. Tight 13. 11, 10. So this isn't cutting anymore. Deburr this a little bit. Deglaze, I should say. Now, 14, 12, 11 and a half. Still doesn't want to cut it. More sharp areas. Loosest spot right there. 15 and a half. Okay, so we're within 2/10 now anyway, instead of 5/10 like we were. I think everything's pretty much between 13 and a half and 15 and a half right now. We're going to go clean this up, cool it, come back and measure it. Look out. Get out of the way. Shut that thing off. Hiding the darn case from me. What's that all about? Alright, what do you got?
Where'd that bearing go?
What do you got?
That's your low spot.
I don't know. I saw 14 when you finally got it centered. About 15 where we're at, you're right there.
15 after it cools off, I think we're
15 and a half. Where's the rust spots at? Get your fat head on the way, I can't see anything. What have we got there? I see a lot of big numbers. Why don't you lay the case flat on the table, it's easier to measure.
there we go.
15.
I think once it cooled down, it's 15 all the way across the...
Gee, put your fat hand right where I just went to look. Jeez. So what do you got now?
15.
15. Bring it up there. Got to hold it straight too, it helps.
15.
15 is the new number.
15 is the new number.
There you hold it. Bring it back a little bit. $15 and $16, I think. 15. 15, yep.
Nice.
It's weird. Usually get smaller, not bigger. Alright, so that's the... Is this one going to be driven harder than the other one, or about the same?
Definitely driven a little bit harder.
So it'll be a little bit looser. Good. Plus these rollers are better to be loose, because what happens in these big long rollers is they'll cock sideways like that and lock up, not spin. That's the disadvantage of a long roller. As long as everything's straight and true, it makes no difference, but we know how straight and true these cranks are going to be, don't we? They're going to flop all over the place because they're Harley. See, I like that. Look at that, nice and loose. Hear it?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I like them. That's how they should be for a real motor. Alright, so we can either run it like that, or we can tighten it up a little bit to be more tame. These are 2/10 up here. Yeah, it won't always jams up in there. What's wrong with that cage? The wind roller's always jamming up in there. There it goes. How much tighter it got?
Mm-hmm.
That's 4/10 came out. So that dropped us down to about 1 thou clearance. That's more like a street bike number. With a slow driver. That's not you?
No. I plead my case. I'm grandma.
You like it like that. See, compared to how I have stuff, this is grandma fit. My stuff's got twice as much clearance. Alright, so this is a high performance motor. We like a little sloppiness.
You don't
there.
want twice the clearance on those long bearings though, right?
I don't like long rollers. Everything likes looseness. Whenever the crank starts flexing and bending around like this, you need clearance. If you try to restrain that thing and keep it from flexing, it's going to break the case, or it's going to knock the insert out of the case. This insert's going to try to come out of here. 9 times out of 10, if you get a loose insert in the case, the bearing's either too tight or the crank is out of true a lot. And usually out of true is the number one thing. But the crank gets out of true because it wasn't put together right. And the bearings are probably too stinking tight. Even if the crank's out of crew, if you had room for it to flex around, it wouldn't hurt anything. It would just shake a lot. It wouldn't hurt anything. But put the two combination together, you got a lot of problems. My bike, I race with 15 thou out of true crank at Bonneville. Doesn't matter, because I got more clearance than what that is. It can float around that much and not hurt anything. I don't leave it that way, but after a week of racing, you're up that bad. So, loose is always better than tight. Okay, what do you want to go that one, or you want to do something different? I got this one here's bad mixed. That means it's got mixed rollers in the cages. That's a good
Pass
one.
on that one.
That's a good one.
Sounds like the double set of rollers is a better option.
Well, they cost more, but I have a few left, so if you want some, I happen to have some.
Yeah, let's do those.
They're limited edition, because when I'm out, I'm out. I have to pay a hell of a lot more money for these because I got to buy them on eBay from guys that think they're worth $1 million. So these are $50 bearings now instead of 25, 30 like they used to be. Because I have to pay that to get them now. Okay, now these have a little bit of sticky goo on them. So they might be slightly tighter than the other one. Had the same problem I'm going to fit on here. The shaft needs to have a chamfer put on the end of it. So even with the goo, see, you got your clearance. See? See, it's got a sharp, it's got a chamfer in it, but it's not enough of a chamfer to slip right in easily. Lines up. Okay, so you want to go with the two-piece?
Yeah.
Nice and loose. Okay. So what am I going to do with all these crappy ones I don't like?
Somebody will come along and want them.
Somebody will want them someday?
Somebody's going to come along and go, oh, you got those singles? Yeah, I've been looking for those.
Yeah. That'd be called Harley. They don't know better. Here's how I stole the plastic to go with it. Alright, we still have that one available if anybody wants it. Alright. What's next?
Red Loctite. Keyways. Oh, I need 2 keyways.
What kind of keys you need?
I need 2 more of those bad boys.
That's a crank pin key and a baby oil pump key. It's not an oil pump key though. It looks
In
like
this
one.
case, it's a pinion key.
It takes that dinky ass key in there.
And the big beefy one.
It takes
for
the same dinky ass key right there. Look at the size of a real key. That's for the old bike. Look at the size of the old crank pin key. I can't tell what's being filmed. Excuse me. So you got old keys or big keys, new keys, small keys. Which ones hold better? The only advantage you have an S&S shaft, so you got a big ass key over here. Guess where they got that key from? The early shaft. See, these are all big keys. Pinion shafts, rocket shaft, they're all huge. Alright. So you need 2 keys. What else you need? What are you doing on Timkins?
I have a brand new set and an old set. Probably.
These are old. Until they're old by tarnish. See how they're got wear marks on them and they're kind of dark. So we're going to put this on the outside. We'll put the good one on the inside. The inner one does more of the work, so you always put the best one on the inside. That'd be the one that gets the flywheel.
They even give me a...
So we'll have to clearance that. I assume that goes in that motor. And this gets the new one here because it's a new case.
Yes.
Where's the new case? Where's the new bearings? How come you got they didn't have the races in that one yet?
This box came with races.
Isn't there already races in that new case?
Yes, there is.
So you got an extra set of races. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. What about the other case? They got races in it already?
Yeah, they both...
Because we have an extra set of new races we can use.
Probably wouldn't hurt to throw those in
The other case? Oh. Starting to think like me. Use the new parts.
This is a matched bearing assembly.
Yeah, sure it is. Sure it is.
Do not mismatch.
Oh, I would never agree. I would never do something like that.
Very important.
You know that's full of crap, don't you? How many of those have I done that with your motors for that I didn't change? Every one of them. All right. Okay, so we got used bearings. Where's your second set of new bearings at? What's in this case? This has got that aluminum case in there, which you're not supposed to beat the bearings in and out. That looks pretty good. What's the other side look like?
I can live with these races.
I'm looking at it, trying to see it. They're alright, I'd run them. These are aluminum cases, so every time you knock these bearings in and out, it makes them looser.
Feels pretty good too.
These cases have steel inserts in them, so it's better.
That feels just fine.
Probably have to clean it up a little bit, but you're alright.
One set was, you said one set was tarnished?
The shiny one you put on the inside, the dark set that looks burnt goes on the outside. These are the new ones here.
Mm-hmm.
These are new races. So we have an extra set of these. We have another one of these to choose from. How thick is this one?
Did not measure it yet.
Haven't measured it yet. We already measured all the other ones. So what thick? How thick do you think it is? What's it going to be?
I had a 2, a 6, and no, I had 2 6s, a 2, and an 8. I'll bet that one's a 7.
Now we got a 4.
4. We got a little more selection now.
Yeah, but the 8 and 9s are the most common. At least the last year and a
I can
half.
give you the races off. You can knock those bearings down to half price, right?
Nope. What am I going to do with those damn things?
And that. Look at that thing.
You want there? I got some more of those for you.
4 of those clips.
How many more of these new ones do you want?
Right there.
I even got some bearings sitting in here. Here's some new races. Look at these, even in their own package. Those are still in their own package.
Fancy.
I never change those out. They don't wear. I got piles of them things. I think there's a whole bag of them floating around here somewhere. I even got some more bearings. You want some more bearings? Boy, you want to get some grief? Use used bearings in your motor. Boy, those guys on YouTube go nuts when you do that shit. What the hell they know? I don't know. There's another race. That's not a bad one. There's a set here. There's all kinds of these things laying around. What are these laying here?
I just put them in there.
These are the new ones?
Those are the brand new races.
Put them in the baggie. No, the other bag. The Temkin bag. That one. It's got oil in it. That way they'll be new next year too. Because otherwise they get rusty. Then they're no good. Alright, got all kinds of new stuff to use now. Alright, what time is it now? Oh, it's tomorrow. Look at that, it's tomorrow.
Shit, that was an 8-hour day right there from when we started.
That was 8 hours for you, not me. I started at this time this morning. I guess that means my job's not getting done today because it's tomorrow. Alright, well I guess that's it for tonight. See, not tonight is now tomorrow. We're getting a fresh start on tomorrow, right?
Getting an early jump.
Get a early bird gets the worm?
Yeah.
Good thing. Shit, we got 6 more hours before the sun comes up. Let's get some work done. Alright. I'm not working on this tonight though. We'll be back tomorrow. Or at least later day. We'll come back later today when the sun's up. How's that? That's it for today.